like thinking about what you need to do for the week is so key to losing weight. Most of us have a weight issue because we are not thinking ahead about our food. We are reacting to the world and eating because of it. So we have a bad day, we eat. We're busy, we eat. Our kids get sick, we eat. All kinds of shit. So if you want the free course, just go to P as in Paul, N as in no, P as in Paul, 411.com. It's the banana yellow button up at the top. You cannot miss it. But sign up for that. I had posted this and I've mentioned this the last 3 days. I literally do get emails every day of women who are losing weight just simply because now they're thinking ahead. So we're going to cover some of that today. That's what I want to talk to you about today, because I think it's critical. So much of my weight loss being not only oh, hey Lee, so prep really does work. 40 pounds down, there you go. One of the things that I know that has kept my 100 pounds off and that has made maintenance easy, and as I was losing weight, was I went from wishing I would do well for the week. Like, who in the hell doesn't like start a diet and think, well, I'm trying to do good this week. Man, girl, this week I'm gonna do good. Like, I am gonna diet. I'm kicking ass. I'm gonna exercise every day too. Like, we get it in our head what we want and what we wish for and what we desire. And we think we're just gonna be able to magically go from, like, one day not planning shit and not showing up at the gym and hating everything to all of a sudden, because now we want to lose weight, now we want to do good, that magic will happen. The world's getting out of our way. Nobody's gonna get sick. No boss is gonna ask me to work late. No husband's gonna be an ass and want pizza. All that kind of stuff. Like, suddenly that's not happening. Well, that's bullshit. It always happens. So it's not that we need all those things to go perfect. What we need is to think ahead. So here's the problem as I see it. Most women who are trying to lose weight, you are not thinking about your week in advance. Not all of it. You might be thinking you want to do good and stuff, but we're not thinking about the common obstacles that are going to come up for us. And one of the things I want to teach you is that when you're planning, before you even sit down to write down the plan, because a lot of you try to like run out the gate with this, I don't know, plan that an Olympic athlete would follow. Like, seriously. Sometimes my clients will submit plans. I'm like, are you really going to do this? Because if you're not really going to do this, then all you're going to do is practice failure. You're going to practice not doing what you say you're going to do. You're going to practice breaking promises to yourself. We don't do that in PNP. We don't practice those things. We practice showing up for ourselves. So, like, step one, realistically planning. And before you can do that, most of you need to look at the last 2 to 3 weeks. Like, you don't need to look at like all years past. You can honestly look at 1 to 3 weeks and see where did I overeat? When was it? What typically triggers me? All that kind of stuff. And look at that. Your plan should address the normal obstacles that come up in your life. People tell me all the time, like, oh, if I just didn't have shit happen, if the kids didn't get sick, if I didn't get sick, that's life. Like, the only way to lose weight is to be able to do life. If you can't do life, you can't lose weight. Pure and simple. So, go through your last few weeks and look at where you commonly like overeat, where you commonly like come off your plans and stuff. Address those things first. That's the very first step. Now, what I want you to do is really start thinking. Here's why it's important. So, when you think about your week ahead and you think about your obstacles and you put down a plan on paper, you have some clarity. It is not the guaranteed winner that you will follow it exactly, but you damn sure have much better shot at losing weight and getting healthier when you think ahead. I don't want a wishful planning or wishful thinking about the week. Like, we want a plan. Like, we want to like say, okay, this is what I'm committing to. People really, you need to see that. I mean, like, you really just need to see your week. I promise you, even if you went 60% into that plan, it's so much better than the person who says, well, if I can't do it perfect, then I'm just not going to do it at all. Like, I'm just going to hope that I do well this week. I'm going to hope that everything works out for me this week. And then I'm just going to make better choices this week. I think that's great to have the mindset of that, but why not just write some better choices down? Why not just commit yourself? Well, here's some of the better choices I'm going to make. And I'm going to prepare myself. And that's like the next thing that I want to tell you. The reason why you need the plan is because it prepares you for your week. So many of you are like me. You are extremely busy moms. Like, I own my own business. I have a kid. I have a husband. I have life, right? Somewhere in there is me too. All this is going on, right? When you are able to think about, all right, here's the most important things in my life, and this needs to get on the plan. Like, here's my non-negotiables. So when you take my free course, that's one of the steps I have you go through. I have you go through and put on the plan, like, this is the stuff that can't be moved. I have to take my kid to school. I have to work each day. Like, those are things in life that are not changing just for you to lose weight. So you put those on the plan first so that you can include weight loss all around that. You can build your weight loss plan around your life so that it is fitting in, and it's not like, a lot of you like will quit dieting and stuff because you're like, I can't do this. I can't live like this, because you're doing things that aren't realistic. That's the beauty of the plan. It allows you to create that realistic way to lose weight, right? So the other thing that I love about the plan, it just allows you to anticipate all the things that are going to go wrong. Traffic's going to happen. There's just things that will go wrong. I like to tell my girls that when you're planning, I want you to look at your plan. I want you to shoot holes in it. See how many you can shoot in there. What are the typical things that happen? You do that on the front end a little bit, but then I want you to go back on the back end after you've made the plan, and I want you to make that thing bulletproof. Like, say, all right, let's just say that I've planned this for dinner on Thursday, and the hubs comes in and says, I brought home pizza and donuts. And that happens. It happens. So you want to make sure that your plan reflects the normal things that are going to happen, and what are you going to do about it? I'm telling you, when you think ahead, when you role play in your head, like, oh, this is the thing, like my husband loves to bring home chips and bring home surprises and stuff. When the time comes, how do I want to show up for me? Do I want to show up pissed off and eat it? Or do I want to show up and be like, you know what? I so appreciate you thinking of me, but I didn't plan for that. I'll have it tomorrow. And then he'll probably forget anyway. But you get to choose what you want to do in the moment rather than like, shit, I had a plan and now everybody is effing my plan up and I just can't do things, and we throw our hands up and we quit. When it doesn't go perfect, we just practice quitting. So that's the beauty of the plan. That's the beauty of shooting the holes through it after you've made the plan, trying to come up with, here's all the shit that could go wrong, and here's how I'm going to show up. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it's really not. It's going to feel like a lot of work when you first start planning. And then after a couple of weeks when shit's going right and you're like, oh my God, like I spend so much less time now worrying about my pants, worrying about this, worrying about that. All of a sudden, it's the best time you ever spend. So here's how you do it. Like, for you guys that are watching these lives, I'm going to give you the how for the boilerplate easy way to do it. My girls in PNP Tribe, you guys get a lot, like you have the planners, you have the worksheets, you have to plan a lot more. You know how to go through and do your review on Sunday and post it and let coaches see it, all that kind of good stuff. You guys are doing that. This is for my people who are like, all right, I've never done a plan, Corinne, so what would I do? First step, Sunday Funday. I think the best day of the week to do it is to do it on Sunday. I tell people all the time, my probably happiest moment of the week is Sunday. And it's that early morning. I get up, and I get up early on, I continue to get up early on the weekends because I like having me time. I love having me time. So I get up, I make my coffee. All y'all know I drink the coffee like a son of a gun. So I make my special coffee, and I have that. And I get out my plan, and I write in everything I have to do for the week. Like I plan it all. Now, for you girls, we're just going to cover the light stuff, but I plan everything. I plan when we're having sex. I plan my car rides. I plan when I'm working out, what I'm doing. I plan what I'm doing for work this week. I plan everything, my food, all of it. But when you're first starting out, the thing that I would do is I would sit down and I would plan out. What's the first thing that I said? Oh, dining out. That's always the first thing that I want you guys to plan. I think planning when you're going to eat out, if you eat out, most of you do. I mean, I just think most of us do. I say put it on the plan. A lot of diets will be like, oh, you shouldn't go out to eat. You know, you can't control yourself when you go out to eat, so just don't do that and whatnot. I'm like, fuck that. Like, I'm going to lose my weight, and I'm probably going to want to eat out. So the best time to practice eating out is while you're losing weight. Start using that as a way to get good at eating out, to not be afraid to eat out, to learn how to control it. Make your mistakes early. That's how you stay in maintenance, guys. Like, that's what you want to do. So I want you to put on your plan, here's what I'm eating out. Like my cohorts, we go out like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for lunch, and my husband and I, we go out to dinner on Friday night and blah, blah, blah. I want all that written in the plan because that's realistic. Before you start making epic plans that are, you know, fit for a champion and stuff, start with where you are. Like, get those down first. Get really good at following your own plan and then make some small tweaks to it. That's how I lost the weight, was by tweaking along the way. It was never epic. It was never huge. It was always the little things. So plan when you're eating out. The next step of that is think about what you want as your own personal guidelines when you eat out. So for this week, decide, all right, so if I'm going out to lunch with my friends every day, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I normally eat this. This week though, this is what I'll eat. So like, let's say you normally have a burger and fries, right? So this week, how about having a burger without a bun and fries? Just drop the bun. Like seriously, if you went out to eat 3 days a week and you dropped a bun, they're about 400 calories, 500 calories. Now, my girls don't count calories, but this just gives you some context. 1,500 calories in 1 week by just not eating a freaking hamburger bun 3 days a week. All because you planned. All because you thought about it ahead of time. All because you didn't make epic changes and you're like, oh shit, this one little change could like lose half a pound in 1 week. That's where you start. You do the same thing when you go out to dinner with your husband. And if you've been listening to my videos, if you did day 1, then you know the other part of it. So now I'm going to plan my week, but I'm also going to make sure that I don't stuff myself when I go out to eat. I'm going to just eat till satisfied. I guarantee you, people, you will lose weight if you just do these small things, especially if you're just starting out. For all of you who like have like 50, 100 pounds to lose, and I had 100. You start there, you will lose weight. Most of you want to start on the opposite end of you want to start where you're going to end up. Don't start there. I eat so different now than the majority of how I lost my weight because it was an evolution. I talk to you guys all the time about evolving into who you want to be. Evolving is a slow thing. I want you to think about evolution. It didn't happen overnight for a reason. It's called evolving for a reason. Evolve your healthy lifestyle. So I want you to plan the dining out, right? The other thing, here's the other 2 things I just, like for beginners, I want you to plan when you're going to bed. So many of you are overweight because you get too little sleep and then you end up eating through the day to compensate for being exhausted. You're like, and I can't tell you how many of my clients will tell me, well, Corinne, like I'm going on this car ride and the only way to stay awake is to eat. I'm like, that is not the only way to stay awake. Get a good night's sleep, roll your window down and drink you some water. Food doesn't keep you awake, but when you're tired, your body will want more energy because you are running it ragged. And then you overfeed it, and then you continue I'm running you ragged, now I'm overfeeding you. And yeah, it's no wonder half of you are so exhausted when you're overweight. It's a vicious cycle. So before you cut out everything you love in life to eat, start with getting some sleep. Start with your basics. That's what I like. All my girls that start with me, all of them that join my membership, the first 4 weeks, it is all about the basics for a reason. The majority of people who are trying to lose weight aren't doing them. They're doing they want every trick, every pill, every trainer, every exercise. They want all this other stuff, and they're like refusing to do the basic easy things. I'm like, why? Why do you want it to be complicated when it can be basics and simple? If you're one of my tribe members, put that shit in here. Like, what is your favorite basic that we like drill like a son of a bitch in your head in PNP tribe? Ugh. So anyway, the other thing so we're going to put the sleep, we're going to put our dining out. We're not stuffing ourselves this week. We're going to make a realistic change. And then the other thing is water. Like, your plan should have your water on it. Now, I know a lot of you will tell me, like, Corinne, I hate water. Water sucks, whatever. And I said this in a live, and it must be a live that a lot of people watch, because I get emails all the time where people say, you once said that if I don't like water, then I love being overweight, that I love being fat. Because water is so key to losing weight. When you don't drink it, you're like, bring on fat storage. I love it. And water is one of the simplest things. I'm like, so I'm telling you to drink water. You don't have to be hungry. You don't have to give up junk food right now or anything. And you're also telling me you can't drink water. Like, you have no interest in losing weight if that's your thing. So here's water. Plan it. 64 ounces. Or until your urine runs pale yellow. Either one. That's good hydration. I drink a product called Extend. It's XTEND. There's a whole gallon jug. 2 scoops of it. It has branched chain amino acids, but let me tell you what it really does. It makes your water taste good. So if you have an issue with water, just get it down. I also drink Pellegrino. I love the carbonated waters. I would do that. But don't tell me some bullshit that you can't drink water. Your body has to have it. You can drink water. So quit telling yourself that you can't drink water and just do it. And then the last thing, so if you want to have a bonus item into your plan, so you're going to plan your dining out, and the one thing that you're going to change and what you normally do when you dine out, you're going to plan your sleep, when you're going to go to bed, because I want you guys getting 7 hours, right? Then I want you to plan your water. And the last thing is, I want you to just pick a meal that each day that you can think ahead about. I don't care if you plan snacks this week, if you plan your breakfast or whatever. If you want a bonus and you want to prep and you don't do it currently, pick one. Just one. Not all of them. You ain't got to be Martha Stewart overnight. I want you to just pick one thing that would be easy for you to prep, easy for you to think ahead, easy for you to get into your kitchen and not make you overwhelmed. And I want you to do that. And then I want you to eat that this week and not compromise. So, if you are like my average client, you are really good at doing what you say you will do for everyone in the world. You have not practiced doing the same thing for yourself. What I want to tell you is that if you can do it for the rest of the world, you have the skill. You already own that skill. It's a matter of teaching yourself how to use that skill on you. And the best way to do that is to start with small things. I know a lot of you are loving this part. I see the hearts and the lights coming. Everybody always loves this part because nobody in the diet industry teaches you this key piece. The way we lose weight is we learn how to show up for ourselves. The best way to show up for yourself is to like practice that skill. And that's why I love the planning lesson the most. Because planning allows you to figure out how you're going to show up for yourself in a way that you know you can do it, and it trains your brain in a whole new way. Okay? So, that's planning. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I'm going to answer questions.